Hello. So for my curiosity project, I decided to do the tale of La Llorona. And in this story that I'm going to tell you, this is a picture of what La Llorona is said to look like in a cartoon version. As you can see, she's in white, and she's by a body of water, and she's angry and emotional, and she looks like a ghost in it. And then I have this quote that'll make more sense when I finish the presentation, but it says, La Llorona wasn't evil. She was made evil. She was loved for lusty nights, was tortured mentally, was forced to kill her babies, was compelled to do sins. La Llorona wasn't evil. She was made evil. So that's a quote from a popular artist and author in Latin America. And so this quote will make more sense when I tell you about the story of La Llorona. So beware the woman in white is translated in English, obviously, to a popular phrase in Latin America that's said about La Llorona is people say, oh, beware the woman in white, beware La Llorona. And everyone normally knows what that means because this story is oftentimes told from generation to generation in Latin American countries. And it's become a sort of folk tale that some older generations swear is true and swear happened, but for the most part, it's just a story that people say just to scare other people. It's told in most Central and South American countries, but no one's sure where it actually originated from, but more than likely from Venezuela or Mexico, because those are the two Latin American countries that have the most people tell this story from. So, the tale of La Llorona was a story told in Latin America about the wailing woman, is what's translated to in English. And as you could see from my first picture, she was crying a lot and wailing for something that I'll get into in the next slide. Sorry. So, what is the story of La Llorona? Like I said, it was told in many different generations, and some believe it to be true, but oftentimes it's told just to scare normally younger children. And it's a story about this woman named Maria, and Maria was very pretty, and she lived in a small village, and she was said to be the most beautiful woman in the world, and she was told that often, and so because of her ego, she believed that she was so beautiful that she would marry the most handsome man in the world. So one day in her village, a very handsome ranchero rides into the village, and he's very good with horses, he's very handsome, he's very high in the social class, and she says, I will have this man, he will be my husband. So she starts to manipulate the man, she starts to ignore him and do things that she thinks will make him want her. And in the end, it actually works. So Maria and this very handsome ranchero decide to get married. After they get married, it said they had anywhere from 2 to 8 kids. That's one of the parts that it varies between what country you hear the story in. But overall, they ended up having children, but it didn't go as smoothly as Maria thought because eventually the ranchero started traveling a lot more, and Maria found out that he actually had other lovers and was wanting to leave Maria for some woman of a higher social class. So the only time the ranchero would drive and visit his family was to see the children. And oftentimes he wouldn't speak to Maria, he wouldn't acknowledge her existence. And since Maria had this whole idea played out in her head of how their marriage was going to be, this made her very, very upset. So one day when the ranchero came and visited the family, he said hello to the children and he ignored Maria. And when he drove away, Maria got so angry that she took her children and she threw them into the river beside of where she was standing. Immediately when she realized what she did, she tried to get her children because in the moment she was angry, but after she tried to get her children and save them, they were already gone. And it's said to believe the next morning in the village, someone found Maria's body just laying there by the river, and that she had died after she had killed her own children out of madness from her husband. So, it says, La historia de miedo. Why is this story told? Oftentimes, a lot of older generations of Latin American citizens will tell younger generations this because they want to scare them. It's said that La Llorona haunts the rivers at night, or haunts bodies of water, and she longs to have her children back. And so because she longs to have her children back, she's always wailing and crying and saying, "Where are my children? Where are my children?" And so a lot of Spanish parents and grandparents will tell their own children this story and say, "Do not go out at night by yourself. Do not sneak out, because La Llorona will get you and you'll never come back." So it's said that if she sees other children by themselves, because she's wanting her own children, she'll also take them as well. And so that's why it's told, is to scare younger generations into not sneaking out and not to go by themselves, because La Llorona will get them. There have also been... Sorry, my thing's not working. There have also been many modern adaptations to this, not just in Latin America, but in the United States as well. There's been the movie called The Curse of La Llorona, and you can't really see it, but the basis, it talks about the summary of it, that there is a social worker and a mom and 2 kids, and they're in the middle of Los Angeles in the 1970s, and they hear the tale of La Llorona and that she's stalking the night, and they get caught up, and they end up cursed by La Llorona, and a priest is trying to help them. And so it doesn't even originate in Latin America. It's actually from United States, Estados Unidos, but it's become such a popular tale in Latin America that it's come to North America as well. There's also a song that I personally listened to before I even knew the tale of La Llorona, and it's just called La Llorona, and it's by Carmen Goet. And it says in the chorus stuff, "Oh, my crybaby," and it talks about her wailing and missing her children and crying so much. And it's actually a very popular song in Latin America. It's a very good song, and I like it personally. And then there are also a lot of adaptations, such as ghost cities and parks that are named from La Llorona and are La Llorona themed. And a lot of these are actually in North America as well. We have many ghost cities like that in South North America, that's border towns to Mexico. We'll have ghost towns where it said La Llorona still haunts. And then there's also a La Llorona park in New Mexico that is named after the tale. So there's lots of modern adaptations to this story, and it's not true, but some older generations do believe it's true. And so if you're ever in Latin America and you hear "Beware the tale of La Llorona," you'll know what that means. Thank you.